Hey, are you looking for the right CSRD solution for your company? In this video, I'm going to show you how AtlasZero helps companies to find the right CSRD solution for their needs and how you can do it by yourself. But before I start, a little bit about myself. My name is Daniel, I'm the founder of AtlasZero, and we are helping companies to find the right sustainability solutions. And since CSRD is the hottest topic right now, and a lot of companies are struggling with the reporting requirements and how to start, we focus exactly on the CSRD solution. And we not only do consulting, but we also develop some tools to help companies on their CSRD journey. But more on that later. Let's start with the video right now. Before I want to tell you a little bit more about our process, I wanted to talk about the challenges that CSRD brings with it to just bring us all on the same page. So this is a survey that was conducted with the DAX companies in Germany, so the largest companies in Germany, and they were asked about their sustainability reporting and the CSRD reporting and about what they think, how they could implement the ESRS. And as you can see here, a lot of them said that they have some issues with the reporting, and especially the unclear reporting requirements and the data quality was mentioned by almost 80% of the companies. So it seems clear that although officially there's a clear process for companies, it's not that easy to see what the clear structure is and how to do it, and also to ensure to get the right data quality. Also, if you see here, just with a little bit less of percentage, also the availability of data, so how to get the data, and also the typical human resource and time challenges were mentioned by companies that are facing the CSRD reporting. So for us as a consultancy, it's obvious that companies have challenges with that, and we are trying to help with the CSRD reporting and especially to help to make it more simple and better understandable. Because this clearly shows that companies right now do not fully understand how to deal with the reporting. So, and as AtlasZero, we are not a consultancy that helps directly with the CSRD reporting, but we are helping companies to find the right CSRD solution. Because right now we collected a database of CSRD solutions, and we have around 100 CSRD solutions. So there's a huge market of different options on what companies can choose to help with their CSRD reporting. But because of that, it's also quite complex, and they have different methods, and there's no industry standard established yet. So companies that have to make an initial decision what solution to choose, there are a lot of different points to keep in mind, and it's quite a complex decision. So when we are helping those companies, we are first creating a long list. So as I mentioned before, we have 100 CSRD solutions that potentially could help to do the reporting. But then we are trying to narrow this down with like very basic facts to get a list of like 15 solutions that get onto the long list. Then when we have the long list, we can assess the needs of the company a little bit more, see what exactly they need. And then we can narrow down the long list to a short list and then have probably around 5 solutions. And then at the end, it's just about talking to maybe the 3 most promising solutions, getting specific prices, and then basically getting more individual data to then compare and recommend a solution that a company should choose to do the CSRD reporting. But let's look at those steps a little bit more in detail. So the first step is basically to go from 100 CSRD solution. Like if a company starts their CSRD journey now, they're just looking into the market, and they can find, if they do enough research, like we researched this data over the last half year, that there are probably even more than 100 companies that could potentially help with the CSRD solution. But not all of those companies actually fit the needs. So we just developed a guide and help companies then with access to a database to do the step also by themselves. So in general, it's just about getting the 100 CSRD solutions narrowed down to a long list. And the criteria we are looking at for this are the languages that they offer, the price ranges, the service type. Service type here means, do they offer software or do they offer consulting? Do they also offer help with the double materiality assessment, like the initial assessment that you need to do to start a CSRD? Or are they not supporting with that? And some basic company information like the founding year and the number of employees, because companies like to choose their tools also based on those numbers. And yeah, this is basically the first step to create a long list. And we help companies with, like, we consult companies doing this first step, but we also now just launched a guide that helps with exactly this, and at the end helps companies to get a long list of CSRD solutions. Once companies then have the long list, they can go up to the next step. And the next step basically is then to get the long list down to a short list. Here, it's very important to assess the needs of the company again, because usually like the needs of all the companies are quite different, and for your company there will also be specific things that are important to you that maybe in general for other companies are not that important. And we always develop some must criteria, some should criteria to then just prioritize how important are those criteria. And currently we are using a catalog with over 30 additional CSRD criteria to then assess what is important to the company, and then to questionnaire all of the solutions and to see what solutions fit those specific needs the best. And if you look a little bit more in detail into those criteria, we are talking here about prices, obviously, about time commitment. This can also vary quite a lot. Data collection is super important because there are different methods to use, and this needs to be decided beforehand. There are also a lot of options when it comes to strategy or due diligence. There are some options for a company to then reduce and compensate their footprint, because the CSRD reporting is just about the measurement, but then the next step could be reduction and compensation. And when we look into CSRD softwares, then it gets even more in detail and there are more specific details. So this is also something that companies need to be aware of, and where they need to know what their needs are and then question the companies on a long list to see who actually makes it onto the short list. And then it's actually, the last step is quite straightforward. So once companies know, okay, those are our needs and the companies, these are the offers of the companies, then you can just select and basically see, okay, those are the most important ones, and then you just go into vendor calls and you make a demo so they can demonstrate how their solution works, and you can discuss a little bit more specific things, like you can get an individual price exactly for your company that is also valid. You can discuss the integration of the solution. This could be, especially with software, this is something that needs to be focused on. And yeah, there are a lot of things that in the personal conversation at the end are quite important to then make a educated selection. Okay, let's get to the conclusion. I hope this gave you a little bit more insight in how AtlasZero does the process of a CSRD solution selection, but also potentially helps you to do all of the steps by yourself. If you go onto the website of AtlasZero, you can find more information about the CSRD in general, like we have a free CSRD guide, but also more information on how to find the right CSRD solution. And as I mentioned before, we just launched a guide that helps companies to find the right CSRD solution, or at least to do the first step, like the long list creation. So if that interests you, I will put a link down below, and definitely check that out. Other than that, thank you very much for your attention. As always, if you have any feedbacks or comments, I'm super happy about likes and comments down below. Otherwise, if you're interested in sustainability reporting, make sure to follow, and I will put in another video here so that you can continue watching the content of AtlasZero. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.